Hello, this is Valentina Iglesias. I'm gonna be presenting a cook with me video and I hope you enjoy it. I prepared the lunch for my mom, my sister, and me for next day, and I prepared grilled chicken with rice and salad. Hope you enjoy it. Well, first I forgot to defrost the chicken, so I needed to put it in the microwave to defrost. Here I put it around 2 minutes, but I definitely needed more time, so I did several rounds of 2 minutes, just checking the chicken, moving it around, and I eventually did it for like 10 minutes. While it was in the microwave, I measured my rice and threw it in the strainer so I can wash it. I did 2 cups of rice and I just made sure to wash it very nicely. As you can see, you don't need soap or stuff to wash the rice. You just need to wash it really nicely until the water comes out clearly and not with that little white stain that you see. Then I turned the heat on max and I put some oil on the pan. Then I throw my rice because I'm Latina and they teach me that you have to fry the rice a little bit before you cook it. Also, when I do 2 cups of rice, I usually put 3 cups of water or 2.5 cups of water or 4. It depends on the brand of the rice. But here I only use 3 cups of water for 2 cups of rice. Then I stir around the rice and I proceed to put some salt on it. I tasted the water and I realized it needed a little bit more of salt, so I put a little bit more of salt. Then the chicken was ready to cut, so I cleaned the skin of the chicken because I don't really like to eat that part. It took me a little while because I'm not really used to cutting this part of the chicken. I usually get it without this, but I only found tenders that had it, so I needed to cut it this time. I also always need to be extra careful when I'm cutting with knives because I always tend to cut myself when I do this. I don't know why. I guess I'm just very unlucky. And then when the chicken is ready, I just cut it in small pieces. This was very satisfying to do because I like to measure the chicken and kind of make sure all of them are the same size. Then I just throw the chicken in a plate so I can start seasoning the chicken. After I did that, I realized I needed to stir my rice for a little bit and it was not ready. Then I proceed to season the chicken with garlic powder, salt, paprika, and pepper. And lastly, I use a tiny bit of soy sauce to add more flavor. Then I continue to stir my rice. I check again and it's not ready. I start to mix up the seasoning with my chicken and I make sure that every piece of chicken has seasoning. While doing this, I realized that my rice is almost ready, so I cover it up, I turn the heat down, and I move it back so I can start cooking the chicken. I also open the window a little bit so the air can go out. I put oil on my pan, I wait for it to warm up, and I throw the chickens there. After this, I stir my chicken and I try to put every piece on the pan so that they can all cook at the same time. I like to add a little bit more of pepper and salt. I check my rice one more time and I stir it up a little bit. I usually do it with the same thing. I don't know if anyone does it, but it's easier. Then I get a little bit of water in a cup and I throw it in the chicken and cover it up so it can get some cute color. I take the lid off and I start to stir my chicken just so I can see that it's not burning. And then I take my rice and I start putting it out on the container. I did that for each one of them. It's 3 of them in total. Also, I took the lid off and as you can see the chicken is ready. So after finishing putting the rice in the containers, I'm gonna start to put the chicken in there too. I turn off the pan and I start putting the chicken in every container. I try to put the same quantity on each one of them, but it's a little hard. But as you can see, it's ready. I cover it up a little bit, not completely, so it can cool off. Then I take a green mix that I had in my fridge and I put it in a container so I can start making my salad. I take some tomatoes. I didn't want it to take the cutting table again, so I just cut them there. And as you can see, I almost cut myself. As I told you before, I'm just very clumsy when it comes to knives. And after I'm done, I start doing my dressing salad. And I forgot to put mayonnaise on it, but it is what it is. I put most of the ingredients on, which is a little bit of vinegar, some olive oil, some mustard, and some salt, and then you just mix it together. You should usually add some mayonnaise too, and don't put that much oil on it, so it's better. And after I'm done, I just cover it up. I clean the kitchen. I make my sister wash the dishes because I cooked. I turn out my candle and I just enjoy my nights knowing I have lunch ready for next day and my sister and my mom does too. Thank you.